there guys, Cruising 650 here. I'm doing a re-vlog today. That's right, a re-vlog. Because yesterday I was so pissed off after a traffic infraction that I believe I may have forgotten to connect the camera microphone combo correctly. So basically it come out a little bit like this. So as you can see, it's completely useless. So I'm redoing it today. In fact, funnily enough, this is about the same point that I had my second run-in yesterday with a cager. So yesterday, the story goes, yesterday I was minding my own business sort of thing. I was going along down the road. The left lane opens up. So I move into the left lane. No problem. Got this old bloke in his sort of, I don't know, Mitsubishi Lancer, I think it is, beside me. No issue there. We're sort of going down along. Then all of a sudden, right about where that full drive was a little bit a moment ago, he just, without indication, without even looking, he just starts coming across. Now keeping in mind, I've got a car immediately in front of me, probably a little bit closer to full drive in front of me at the moment because we're all slowing down to take the left turn on the on-ramp of the freeway. I couldn't even accelerate to go around him, just to avoid the collision. I couldn't put the brakes on too hard because I had another four-wheel drive, yes, another one, sitting so far up my arse, I literally had nowhere to go. And I did the obligatory thing, finger on the horn, revving the guts out on the rev limiter, 12,000 RPM, making a lot of noise. Trying to say to him, hey buddy, you can't come here, I'm here, I've got nowhere to go, there's a problem, Do you think he even heard it? No. Not even the slightest. I mean, he was practically 3/4 in my lane before the car behind finally realised what was going on and, slowed down, which enabled me to slow down and avoid a collision. So after that was all said and done, we were on the on-ramp, and it's got 2 lanes and then it becomes 1 on the on-ramp. I don't know why they do it that way. That's just the way they do it down here, I guess. So he was in the left lane, I was in the right. I pulled up alongside and I gave him a few hand gestures of various sorts. But one of them was the obligatory, what the hell was that? What were you thinking? What were you doing? What the hell? All I got back was the apologetic sort of wave. It was an old couple, so I left it at that. I got my apology. Look, what more was there to sort of rant on about? So, I opened up the throttle, shot up ahead to the speed limit of 80 kilometers an hour, and left it at that. Sometimes all it really does take is a bit of a wave to say sorry. Anyway, after I get off the merging lane onto the freeway, because of the roadworks, it is only 80 k's an hour, but still freeway. The full drive from earlier that was sitting up my arse is once again sitting up my arse. And of course at this point I am already dead set pissed off. I mean, to say pissed off is pretty much an understatement. I get a bit agitated in scenarios such as that, where stupidity sort of prevails. So I do the same thing as I do in my car. It's probably not really good to do it on a motorbike because I really do pay the price for it if they do hit me. But I tap the brake lights. They didn't get the point. So again, I do it and I hold them on this time. They still keep coming up closer and closer and closer. So that, okay, what these people need is a bit of a mild scare. So, hand on the brakes, foot on the brakes, same time. Boy oh boy did they hit the brakes after that. I gave them a bit of a jolt on the brakes, nothing too hard sort of thing that would have caused an accident between me and the full drive behind, but just a bit of a wake-up call to them, just to say that, look, if I did have to hit the brakes, how in the hell are you going to avoid hitting me? I mean, they were that close. I mean, you look in the mirror, I reckon where that Camry is behind me, that white Camry behind me, they were that close, following me on the freeway at 80 kilometers an hour. It's just ridiculous. So at the next set of lights, I catch up to him. I went around the traffic, I split it a bit down the middle. I come up to the window and I open up my visor and she says to me, I saw that. I said, yeah, I saw that too. You were too bloody close. And she says, oh, what do you mean? Now, I think at that point she was talking about one thing and I was talking about another, because I was talking about the ladder incident, where she was so close to me that she almost hit me, when I jumped on the brakes a bit, But I think she was actually talking about the earlier incident with the old guy. And quite frankly, I was more irritated with her because of the ladder. She was sitting that close to me on the freeway. It was just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And she was giving me these sort of gestures of what the hell are you on about, this, that and the other. And I just thought, oh, you know what, I'm obviously arguing with a complete idiot. So I basically just flipped the visor back down, took the turn, and I just went off into the distance, because you know what, I was just over it. So ultimately, I don't know how you guys handle stressful situations like that on the bike when someone's just about run you off the road twice in 2 minutes. Look, I've seen plenty of people on YouTube. Dickhead in the bloody Nissan Pulsar behind me. I've seen plenty of YouTube videos where people have obviously claimed to have kicked in mirrors and doors, all that sort of behaviour, and you know what? If someone agitated me enough, I dare say I may get to a point where I'll probably break a mirror off of someone's car, if it was a car. But it would really take a lot to piss me off that much that I would do such a thing. But my question to you guys is, how do you handle it? What would you have done in that instance? How would you have spoken to the driver?